Hi everyone, just a quick third part to this data cleaning lecture because I was just about to give it again and I realized I had already given this lecture. I wanted to show you a data set that that I did for my class DS4200 way back in the day, back in Northeastern. It looks very similar to the survey that you guys did, slightly different because I had more free form fields in it, which means that the data can be a little bit messier than otherwise. So here are the kinds of things that we might have. Hey, look at this timestamp. It is big, ugly, and you need to parse it. It is a giant string of data that maybe I want to extract away certain amounts of information from. This is a yes or no question with just a checkbox, so you can. It's more constrained. You're not going to get weird answers for this. And this, I think, is from a series of checkboxes for what kinds of data science things you've already learned. But here is a free-form field. Overall, which programming language are you most comfortable with? I love JavaScript. Yeah, because I love JavaScript, or JS, sorry, not JavaScript even. I love JS, and now you need to know what the heck JS is, or I love JS is, and how you map it to it. We have things like HTML, which I'm not sure if we would want to call a language per se. Python uppercase, Python lowercase. We have SQL in there, with a comma between them. Sometimes we have semicolons. Sometimes we have different things. We have Python slashes in there. Python, R, and Java. We can go even worse than that. Let's go to SQL's all capitals in this other case. Prior experience with the following languages, and we have things like matplotlib. Okay, and then here's web design as one of our fields, right? Because we haven't constrained what they can input, and you might not want to constrain what they can input, it means that people can give you all sorts of answers. It might be malicious, it may not be malicious. The issue is if you are giving them this freedom to put in information, or if the freedom is a bit more nuanced than you might think. If you constrain what they can input, it means that you might not be getting the real answer. And if you don't constrain it, then you need to clean it, and you may need to throw out some answers. Here is, what is your second language, or languages you speak, and you get things like Portuguese and Spanish. You get Spanish, kind of, a respectable level of French, sadly none, and none, sad face. Like, not applicable. What is that? Exactly. And so if you get this amount of nuance, if people are allowed to write whatever they want, you are going to get weird responses. If you do not validate your fields, and someone says, what's your favorite number? You can put down E. Technically, it's a number. Euler's number is a number. It just happens to be, an irrational number, and it's a nice little number there, but it doesn't fit all the rest of it. It's not a number I can just plop into an integer. I could put pi down as well. Or I could put down, I hate numbers, right? You could put almost anything in there. So this is what we're looking at. What kind of hot pink versus turquoise versus, like, what if I say what's your favorite color? Sometimes it's capitalized, sometimes it's not. How can I map it to actual colors, for example? If instead of it being text, if I want categorical data like color, how do I do this? I'm going to have to manually go through and find out what bluish means. This is what we're talking about when it comes to data cleaning, and this just is one example so I could show you in action. I'd also like to point out there's only 46 responses to this survey, and yet how many different corrections would we have to do in that data? Yeah, notice the range. It's a nice small numbers, big huge number, nice little small numbers, irrational number. There's this huge variability, and that's what we have to be dealing with. All right, thanks everyone. I'm going to get to stats next.